Hello, my name is Snehal Boomle and I'll be giving a demo lecture on the structure of atom. So let's begin with the lecture. First and foremost, the definition of an atom. What is an atom basically? So atom, it is defined as the smallest unit of any matter. Now to give you an example, I have this pen. This pen has a plastic body made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, right? So basically atoms of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen form a molecule of the polymer of this pen, and the molecules they have come together to form this compound. Okay, so basically this pen is formed out of the atoms of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. They have arranged themselves in such a way that the structure or the plastic body of this pen is formed. Okay, so moving on to the next point, that is the structure of an atom. Atom is a very, as I just mentioned, that is it is the smallest unit of the matter, so it is not visible to the eye. And so to give you a pictorial representation, imagine a solar system, right? We have the sun in the between and the planets revolving around the sun, right? Now assume the sun to be the nucleus of the atom in the center, and the planets revolving around the sun, let us assume them to be the electrons that are revolving around the nucleus of the atom, right? So there are two parts of the atom, the nucleus at the center of the atom, and the planets or the electrons that are revolving around the nucleus of the atom. Now the first is the nucleus. The nucleus consists of two subatomic particles, that are the neutrons and the protons. Neutrons are basically neutrally charged subatomic particles, okay, and protons are positively charged subatomic particles. So these neutrons and protons, they make up the entire nucleus, and hence these subatomic particles are known as the nucleons of the atom. Now let's come on to the second part of the structure of atom, that is the electrons, which are revolving around the orbits around the nucleus. So these electrons, they are negatively charged subatomic particles. They move around in a circular path around the nucleus of the atom at a very high speed, okay, and they are negatively charged. Okay, now because the protons are positively charged and the electrons are negatively charged, and the number of protons and electrons in any given atom is equal, that is the reason an atom is always electrically neutral. Okay, and just because this positively charged protons and negatively charged electrons, they attract each other, hence an atom is always closely binded and a very compact and a small structure, right? Now there are some terms associated with the atomic structure. Let's go on and let's see each and every term one by one. So the first term is the atomic number, right? So atomic number is basically the number of protons or the number of electrons, okay, in an unreacted atom. Okay, the number of protons is always going to be constant whether the given atom reacts or not, right? As we know, during reaction an electron is lost or it is gained. Nothing happens to the number of protons. They are never lost nor they are gained. So basically atomic number is either the number of protons or the number of electrons in an unreacted atom. Okay, now the second term associated with atomic structure is the mass number. Now mass number is basically atomic number plus the number of neutrons. Okay, atomic number plus the number of neutrons. So the two terms associated with atomic structure are atomic number and mass number. Atomic number is the number of protons or the number of electrons in an unreacted atom, and the mass number is the number of neutrons plus the atomic number. Okay, So there are some more terms associated with the atomic structure. The third term is isotopes. So basically isotopes are those species of atom that have the same atomic number but different mass number. Okay, the same atomic number but different mass number. Same atomic number means the number of protons or the number of electrons in an unreacted atom is the same but different mass number. That means in this case the number of neutrons is is changing. It is either increasing or decreasing. Like for an example, we have hydrogen, deuterium and tritium. Okay, so hydrogen all of them are isotopes of hydrogen. So they have the same number of electrons or protons, the same number of electrons or protons in their structure. However, the number of neutrons are changing in all the three species. For example, hydrogen, it has no neutrons in its nucleus. In terms of deuterium, it has one neutron in its nucleus, and in terms of tritium, it has it has two neutrons in its nucleus, whereas the number of protons and electrons is 111 in all the three species. That is the reason these species are known as isotopes of each other. Isotopes are those species which have the same atomic number but different mass number. Okay, now let's move on to the next term, that is isobars. Isobars are those species which have the same mass number but different atomic number, right? So these are species of different atoms because atomic number is different. That means the atom of the atom is basically changing. Now for an example, here I have a carbon atom which has the mass number of 14 and the atomic number of 6. And next I have a neutron atom which has the mass number of 14 and the atomic number is 7, right? So both of these atoms, carbon and neutron, they basically have 14 and 14 as their mass numbers, and hence they are isobars of each other. So I have important point to mention here. The number of electrons, they basically they are responsible to decide the chemical properties of any given atom. So basically if the number of electrons is same, that is in terms of isotopes, they have the same chemical properties, right? So let's take on some questions. Now there is this question which says that calculate the number of neutrons and protons in the given species. Okay, so we have an atom of oxygen where the mass number is 16 and the atomic number is 8. Now let us calculate the number of neutrons and protons. Now we know that the atomic number for this atom is 8. That means of course there will be 8 protons, right? And the mass number is 16. Now mass number is atomic number plus neutrons. So mass number 16 is equal to atomic number, that is 8 plus neutrons. So neutrons is kept on the right hand side, and on the left hand side we have 16 minus 8, which is again 8. So number of neutrons and protons in this given atom is 8 and 8 respectively. Now let us solve another question. Here they have given that the number of electrons is 29 and the number of neutrons is 35. So what is the mass number and the atomic number asked? Okay, so of course the atomic number will be the number of electrons. The electrons given in the question is 29, so the atomic number is 29. Now the mass number, we have that the mass number is the addition of atomic number and the neutrons. So atomic number is 29, neutrons are 35. So 29 plus 35 is 64. So basically the mass number of this atom will be 64. Here with this question I am signing off. Thank you so much.